you're really seeing some of the crucial differences between many Democrats and the Republicans with this Bob Menendez case. So Bob Menendez is, of course, the Democratic senator from New Jersey, and he was caught in the most brazen, blatant, over-the-top rank corruption I've ever seen. Homie had like $350,000 or $400,000 stuffed in jackets and hiding at his home. Literally, some of the money was in a jacket that had his name on it. It said Senator Menendez on it, and he had cash stuffed in there. He had literal gold bars. This is a guy who's just completely and utterly sold out to Egypt and was doing their bidding, was showing them classified information, and he's the head of the Foreign Relations Committee. I mean, it is absolutely cartoonish how corrupt this man is. He may as well wear a monocle and a top hat and twist his evil mustache and sit in a smoke-filled back room going, I am corrupt. That's how bad it is. Now, what you're seeing in response to that is there are many Democrats and liberals and leftists who are like, screw this guy. Throw the book at him. Lock him up. Throw away the key. And look, you got to keep it real. It's because those people who are saying that are kind of honest. And they're like, I'm anti-corruption as a matter of principle. So yeah, I'm against this. Now, compare that with how many Republicans have come out with the various charges against Trump, right? 4 indictments, 91 criminal charges, and overwhelmingly, people are circling the wagons to defend Trump on the right. Now, on the Democratic side, are there some who are defending Menendez? Yes, and shame on them. Chuck Schumer is defending him. You have Dick Durbin, still one of the most hilarious names of all time. Dick is defending him. But you have AOC, you have John Fetterman, you have a number of media figures, you have former Democratic politicians. There's some more Democrats in the House who are all like, nah. Get rid of this guy. So what you're going to see, here's a good example of this. Here is MSNBC host Mehdi Hasan, and instead of playing stupid, partisan, hack, propagandist political games, he keeps it real. He covers what Menendez did, and he basically goes after him. Let's watch.
Quote, from at least 2018 up to and including in or about 2022, Menendez and his wife engaged in a corrupt relationship with 3 New Jersey associates and businessmen in which they agreed to and did accept hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribes in exchange for using Menendez's power and influence as a senator to seek to protect and enrich the 3 businessmen and to benefit the Arab Republic of Egypt. Those bribes included cash, gold, payments towards a home mortgage, compensation for a low or no-show job, a luxury vehicle, and other things of value. Now, federal agents found many of those valuable items when they executed a search warrant at the Menendez home in New Jersey in June of last year. They discovered nearly $500,000 in cash hidden in closets, in a safe, in clothing, including in these jackets embroidered with Menendez's own name. They found the new Mercedes-Benz convertible worth over $60,000, purchased by one of the defendants for Senator Menendez's wife. And they recovered several gold bars. Yes, gold bars worth over $100,000. Prosecutors say that Menendez at one point even Googled, and I quote, kilo of gold price. So Menendez and his wife are now facing 3 federal charges of conspiracy to commit bribery, conspiracy to commit honest services fraud, and conspiracy to commit extortion under color of official right. Of course, they are innocent until proven guilty, and they will get their day in court. In a statement today, the senator denied the allegations, calling them, quote, baseless. He also attacked the excesses of these prosecutors, who he says have misrepresented the normal work of a congressional office. Now, putting the potential criminality, the alleged criminality here for a second, that is a ludicrous claim. Does Senator Menendez really think that Americans will buy that it is normal work for a United States senator to basically do the bidding of a foreign government? According to this indictment, Menendez promised to and did use his influence and power and breach his official duty in ways that benefited the government of Egypt. He provided sensitive U.S. government information that secretly aided the government of Egypt. He secretly edited and ghostwrote a requested letter on behalf of Egypt seeking to convince other U.S. senators to release a hold on $300 million in aid to Egypt. He even signed off on military weapons sales requested by Egypt, an action that earned a thumbs-up emoji from an Egyptian official per the indictment. And to be clear, Senator Menendez did all of that as chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, where he was in a unique position to influence decisions on foreign aid. Today, Menendez said that he is stepping down as chair, but just temporarily, while the charges against him are pending. He did the same thing following his previous indictment in 2015. But he is refusing to resign despite elected Democrats in New Jersey from the governor downwards calling on him today to do so.
So Menendez also came out and said he hid behind his race. He was like, it's very noteworthy how the second a Latino man is in trouble, he's abandoned. I'm Latino. And it's like, oh my God, this trick is so tired. Nobody is buying it. Get over yourself. This is rank race baiting. It's not a good argument to say, oh yeah, well, you caught me being corrupt. Have you considered I'm not white, so it doesn't count? Who is this working on? Who is this working on? Now, by the way, I need you to notice something for me. This is so important. Here we are, going after him, saying he's a piece of shit, lock him up and throw away the key. Mehdi Hassan critically covering him, doing a great breakdown of all the charges against him. Like he said, the governor of New Jersey, Democrat. Many other elected officials in New Jersey, Fetterman, AOC, other House Democrats, they're like, resign, 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 resign. The same day this story broke, the same day, we learned about another corruption scandal involving the Supreme Court, involving Clarence Thomas. And have you heard any critical coverage of this on the right? Has Fox News or Newsmax or One America News Network or Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder or any of these goons, Dave Rubin, have any of them done a critical segment talking about Clarence Thomas and his corruption? Homie was caught red-handed. He's having his private jet flights paid for. He's having vacations on yachts paid for. He's staying at luxury resorts paid for. He's having, stuff paid for his family. He was caught going to Koch brothers donor retreats where he would meet with these moneyed interests, and then these moneyed interests would have cases in front of the Supreme Court, and he would do their bidding and not recuse himself. Have any of the charlatans and frauds on the right criticize Clarence Thomas in the same way you see many Democrats and liberals and leftists criticizing Robert Menendez? You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, and you're not gonna see it because they're hacks. That's why. And so I commend everybody who's left of center, who's criticizing Robert Menendez. This should be the easiest layup of all time for criticism. Easiest layup ever. In the same way it should be the easiest layup ever on the right to not only go after the likes of Clarence Thomas, but also to go after Trump with his 91 criminal charges against him, his 4 indictments, his literal fake elector scheme, which was an attempt to do a coup. But there is an imbalance here. They will always circle the wagons, and left of center, they will always tell you the truth, because there's actually a principled stance against corruption among many people on the left. That does not exist on the right. In fact, it is part and parcel of conservative politics that you believe in big business. You believe in having an elite class that runs stuff and other people who are subjugated. And they think it's just par for the course. This is how it works. This is how the game is played. There's lobbyists, there's donors, there's billionaires. They give us money. We do their bidding. That's just the way politics works. That's how they think. Even the ones who pretend like they're pro-working class. People like Trump. His biggest accomplishment was a tax cut for the rich. He took over $1 million from Sheldon Adelson. Okay, so there's an imbalance here, but the right needs to get its act together and start being principled in their stance against corruption. And again, I commend the fact that the majority of people on the left are actually throwing Menendez under the bus, as we should. By the way, funny fact to end on here. George Santos was asked if Menendez should resign. And he was like, no, innocent until proven guilty. Gee, I wonder why George Santos is saying that. So, all right, Ben, if that's who you want to be in the room with, you want to be in the room with George Santos and Robert Menendez, and fine, by all means. But we see you. We see that you don't care about corruption even a little bit. And so whenever any of them would bring up Robert Menendez, it kind of rings hollow. Because Menendez is one thing. Thoughts on Clarence Thomas? Thoughts on Donald Trump? I didn't think so. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.